Good evening. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. Welcome to BMC News Live in English, brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. I am Vinod Narayanan, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines. Bahrain and Saudi Arabia discussed investment opportunities in civil aviation. Bahrain to host Middle East Petroleum and Gas Conference 2022. Global highlight for Made in Bahrain products. Saudi Arabia approved fourth dose for vulnerable people under 50. New Zealand to open international borders fully to visitors from end of July. News in detail. Bahrain and Saudi Arabia discussed investment opportunities in civil aviation. Transportation and Telecommunications Minister Kamal bin Ahmed Mohammed met with the Saudi Minister of Transport and Logistics Saleh bin Nasser Al Jasser. This came during the minister's participation in Future Aviation Forum for 3 days, organized by the General Authority of Civil Aviation, under the patronage of the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. The meeting discussed investment opportunities in the civil aviation sector and the possibility of investing promising opportunities to achieve the strategic vision from the National Strategy for Transport and Logistics, reviewing solutions that contribute to the prosperity of the sector in the coming years. The minister praised the efforts of Saudi Arabia and its commitment to developing civil aviation and achieving a more sustainable future in the sector. Bahrain to host Middle East Petroleum and Gas Conference 2022. Under the patronage of Oil Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, the kingdom will host the 29th Annual Middle East Petroleum and Gas Conference on May 16th to 17th at the Four Seasons Hotel, Bahrain Bay. The event will attract senior officials in local, regional and international oil companies from 25 countries to discuss the main issues and challenges facing regional and global oil and gas markets. The minister commended the efforts made by the Conference Connection Company to organize the 29th edition of MBGC in the kingdom, confirming the distinguished reputation and status of Bahrain as a major host for various specialized events and oil projects. He expressed thanks and appreciation to the participants in the global event, including CEOs and heads of international oil and gas companies, senior government officials, policymakers, international oil traders, energy experts, analysts, and leading organizations in the energy sector. Investments in telecommunications sector in Bahrain reached BD 787 million in 10 years. The Transportation and Telecommunication Ministry said that Bahrain has a strong digital infrastructure that supports the growth of the digital economy within the government's priorities and vision, which was translated in the 5th National Telecommunications Plan. The ministry noted that the kingdom is one of the first countries to achieve comprehensive coverage of 5G services with high download speeds exceeding 2 gigabytes to ensure that the majority of consumers in Bahrain benefit from access to 5G networks across the country. Mr. Kamal bin Ahmed Mohammed highlighted that there are already many necessary factors to achieve the government's vision regarding 5th generation services. Bahrain Tourism and Exhibition Authority praised for boosting commercial and tourism activities in Manama Souk. The recent events held by Bahrain Tourism and Exhibition Authority have helped to support commercial movement and tourism in the market. Merchants in the Manama Souk have said they urged the authority to continue to organize such events throughout the year to sustain economic activity in the souk, one of the most famous and historical markets in the Arabian Gulf and the region. Businesses hit by uncertainty over bank loan deferrals. Uncertainty over bank loan deferrals has led to people cutting back on spending, leading to a slump in business. MPs have claimed 20 legislators led by Bahrainization Committee Chairman Ibrahim Al-Nafai have urged the Cabinet and the Central Bank of Bahrain to defer loans until the end of the year, asserting that the move was vital to spur the market. Global highlight for Made in Bahrain products. The kingdom's Made in Bahrain products will be highlighted On the global stage at the US Trade Zone in Salman City, the American ambassador announced yesterday during an American Chamber of Commerce Bahrain luncheon with business leaders. US Ambassador Stephen C. Bounty also announced that an aerospace and defense sector business delegation would be visiting the country in November during the 10th Bahrain International Air Show. Today's COVID updates. COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. Bahrain's partnership with the United Nations highlighted. Bahrain's ambassador to Rome, Dr. Nasser Muhammad Al-Balushi, gave a lecture entitled The Global Action of the United Nations at the invitation of the Global Action Foundation of the United Nations. He stressed Bahrain's keenness under the leadership of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, supported by His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, on strengthening partnership with the United Nations and its agencies. He stressed the importance of consolidating tolerance, international peace and security, respect for human rights and promoting sustainable development. Now we will be back after a very short break. The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination. Welcome back. Saudi Arabia approved fourth dose for vulnerable people under 50. Saudi Arabia has confirmed that people who are under 50 years old and suffering from immunodeficiency diseases can now receive the fourth dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Those who are under the age of 50 can get the second booster dose in case they suffer from severe diseases that reduce their immunity, such as organ transplantation, active cancer, and similar diseases that cause immunization deficiency. Saudi Aramco believes world's second most valuable firm. Saudi Aramco briefly topped the list of largest companies by market capitalization on Tuesday with a market value of $2.464 trillion, surpassing US tech major Apple's value of $2.461 trillion. Shares of the Saudi oil giant hit its highest level at Saudi Riyal 46.20 in early trading on Tuesday on the Saudi exchange. With the latest share movement, the company is now the second largest firm by market cap after Apple. Saudi Red Sea project to open to visitors in 2023. Saudi Arabia's Red Sea project will welcome its first visitors in early 2023, Al Arabia reports. The 28,000 square kilometer tourism mega project will have a dedicated airport opening to travelers towards the end of 2023. The Red Sea project intends to open the conservative kingdom to a new type of traveler, in contrast to the millions of pilgrims who visit Islam's two holy cities of Mecca and Medina each year. World's first digital arts center to be inaugurated soon in Saudi. The first educational arts center dedicated to digital arts in the world is about to be inaugurated soon in Saudi Arabia. The Diriyah Gate Development Authority announced. The Diriyah Art Futures is a joint project with the Ministry of Culture, and it will constitute a model museum that builds bridges of culture and communication with the world. The center, with its diverse program and training tracks in arts and modern technologies, is the first center specialized in digital arts in the world. Dubai countryside to be developed into tourist spots. Dubai's countryside will be transformed into key touristic destinations as part of a new integrated development plan. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of UAE and ruler of Dubai, made the announcement after chairing a Dubai Council meeting on Tuesday. Pandemic gets tougher to track as COVID testing plunges. Testing of COVID-19 has plummeted across the globe, making it much tougher for scientists to track the course of the pandemic and spot new worrisome viral mutants as they emerge and spread. Experts say testing has dropped by 70 to 90% worldwide from the first to the second quarter of this year. The opposite of what they say should be happening, with new Omicron variants on the rise in places such as the United States and South Africa. New Zealand to open international borders fully to visitors from end of July. New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern said on Wednesday the country will fully reopen its international borders from 11:59 p.m. on July 31st, with cruise ships also welcome back to local ports on the same day. The end July opening of the border is 2 months earlier than the government's previous time frame. It will mean visitors who need visas will now be able to come to New Zealand, Reuters reported. Ardern said that opening the borders would help to relieve urgent skills shortages, open up tourism and put immigration settings on a more secure footing. With that, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. every day. I am Vinod Narayanan signing off from BMC News Live. Good night.